Communication via phone. Over time, communication methods have diversified, and in modern times, one of the contemporary communication means is through the telephone. It is a method known for its ease, speed, and effectiveness in facilitating conversations and making calls impactful. As a preacher, it is essential to be a good listener and carefully choose words, pauses, and intonations to ensure successful and effective communication. Listening has various levels. The lowest is hearing, which is a mechanical process without active selection, where sound enters the ear without discrimination. Above it is simple listening, an intentional process of selectively hearing certain sound effects. Then, there is attentive listening, where one listens with stillness of the body and intense focus. The highest level is empathetic listening, where one listens with stillness of the body, intense focus, and a sense of emotional connection or leaning towards the speaker. Listening also has different levels. The lowest level is ignoring or not paying attention to the speaker, followed by pretending to listen while the listener's mind is somewhere else. Next comes selective listening, where the listener only focuses on certain parts of the conversation. This behavior has become widespread today due to the use of mobile phones during conversations. There is a prophetic guidance that emphasizes the importance of avoiding distractions during conversations. It is narrated that the prophet, peace be upon him, once wore a ring and suddenly took it off and threw it away while his companions watched. When they asked him about it, he explained that the ring distracted him from fully focusing on them that day. This shows how the prophet, peace be upon him, is a true model of effective communication and calling, paying attention to even the smallest details, even if it's just a ring. Among the higher levels of listening is the level of attentiveness, which involves taking notes and recording what is heard and asking questions for clarification. Above attentiveness is the level of empathy, which means sensing the speaker's emotions. It can be challenging and demanding, but it represents a high level of building intimacy and connection with others. There are general rules regarding phone usage that can benefit the preacher if followed. For instance, placing the phone in an easily accessible location and setting a specific time to receive calls to make the most of the time spent with the invited individuals during the call. Additionally, the preacher can benefit from regularly updating the phone directory that contains the names of the invitees and familiarizing themselves with making international and local calls and how to use and save phone messages. To achieve the desired benefit from a phone call, consider the following. Pay close attention to the speaker and speak clearly into the microphone to avoid losing any part of the conversation. Keep greetings concise and polite, avoiding exaggeration. Refrain from anger and add a touch of acceptable humor. To conduct an effective, inviting dialogue during a phone call, pay attention to the following points. To establish trust, greet the caller in a positive tone and mention the Dawah organization that the preacher is representing. Provide verbal support to make the caller feel heard. Respond clearly, accurately, and cautiously to the caller's requests and inquiries, utilizing the moments when the caller takes a breath to address additional points. Give equal importance to the conclusion of the call, leaving a positive impression on the caller. It is preferable to jot down the main points of the conversation rather than relying on memory for later reference. In the case of multiple calls simultaneously, apologize politely to one party while addressing the other, considering the personality of the caller. The key step in all of the above is summarization, as it shows attentiveness. Avoid rushing to end the call without summarizing the discussion, making the caller feel cared for. Because phone communication replaces the personal presence, there are several actions that, if followed by the caller, can make the phone call fruitful. Speaking with a natural, confident voice without pretense, choosing concise and relevant sentences related to the conversation topic, expressing enthusiasm in a way that reflects genuine interest and reaches the heart of the person being called, even though they are not physically present, can make them smile. From the above, we can see that using the phone as a means of communication in Dawah, invitation to Islam, has its advantages and disadvantages. One of the advantages is that the phone is a suitable tool for reaching a specific audience, and it comes at a lower cost compared to other methods. Additionally, The phone allows for quick delivery of information to the recipients in an organized and appropriate manner. One of the disadvantages is that the phone is not suitable for dealing with all the invitees, especially those who do not own mobile phones. Also, addressing the invitees over the phone requires specific prerequisites and supports, such as the importance of targeting them based on specific geographical areas, professions, names, places of residence, and customs. To reduce the drawbacks of using the phone in communication, apply the previous guidelines, with the foremost being to speak to the caller as if they are right in front of you.